Good morning from Glasgow, from the Broomall. Look at that sun. Yes, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Absolutely stunning. Wow. I'll tell you that I really was going for it today because it's just so stunningly gorgeous, and can't find a really good spot, and I very much wanted to stay, but I have to go get a train because I've got nursery workshops today. So it was, I was down here for about an hour and a half, I'd say, more than that, which was fabulous. And the air is good, temperature is good. Good morning, lovely day.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And it's interesting because how much lighter I feel today than I did yesterday. And I find that completely extraordinary, and I've said it before, because lots of times, like, your spirit will just lift, and it's not the circumstances that change, it's just something, the quality of your life changes or something like that. And I had a really lovely day yesterday because I started out dancing under the bridge down there, had a wee chat with Nori, who is a man who stays in one of the hostels around here, which is for people in transition, a lot of homeless people and things like that. I don't know his unique situation, but he made a point of coming and talking to me about dancing yesterday, and when I explained that I was dancing for peace, he said he was going to pray for peace yesterday, which was amazing. He's like, I'm going to pray for peace. I said, I think that's awesome. And then went and did nursery workshops, 6 of them. It was a bit exhausting. They're like 6 little performances, really. So they're quite full on. But and it was great because the kids were well into it. It's called My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss, and it's a book that looks at emotional intelligence using colors and sounds and movement as a way for kids to explore how they're feeling. And so I read them the book, and we explore the movement in the book, and the kids were just like, great, you know. And afterwards, a couple of the teachers said to me that there were quite a few special needs kids and kids who come from rather challenging backgrounds. It was a real mixed group yesterday, wherein they said at one point they had a child from the Russian who was a daughter of the Russian ambassador, and yet, you know, they were dealing with something of domestic abuse with one of the kids yesterday as well, which is quite sad. Not that can't happen at the Russian embassy, but kids who come from a much more poor economic backgrounds and are dealing with all sorts of issues, so substance abuse and other sorts of things, which I get a lot, actually. And yet, you know, in terms of within the context of those workshops, you know, the kids are just kids, so they all jumped in, they all participated, and the teachers were so happy, because I think especially if you're dealing with children with additional needs, be it social needs because of circumstances in the family, or if they're differently abled on the autistic spectrum or something like that, finding ways that they can all be included and inclusive is so very important. So, good morning. So that was great. And then went home, had a quick dinner, and then went out to Govan Hill Baths, had a silent auction. Govan Hill Baths is a pool that was built nearly 100 years ago. Beautiful pool, and good morning. And 10 years ago, the council was going to close it down, sell it off, flatten it, turn it into flats, all this kind of stuff. And the community actually occupied it for 6 months, which is quite an amazing feat. And 10 years today, they have ownership, community ownership of the pool. And not only have they reclaimed it to be a pool, but they have expanded the vision to include arts and community development on a much wider scale. So such a positive thing. It was an amazing thing yesterday, and I'd recommend if you're in Glasgow or thereabouts checking out the auction, because there are artists such as Douglas Gordon or Ross Collins, who did a lot of the children's, some wonderful children's books, which I absolutely adore, illustrator. along with established artists in Glasgow, along with emergent artists and kids' work from the local schools. It was absolutely amazing. So I got really thinking yesterday about the importance of community and how, you know, with everything happening in the world, we can hope for, like I said, hope yesterday, that we take this opportunity to make it better. Not unlike the pool, it was it was a touch and go situation for them. Not knowing, and it was a fight. It was a fight because not everyone shared or understood the vision, and vision is such an important thing. And to see the realization of that, let us not forget the dark times, the times of unseeing, because that's so, you know, nowadays we want proof, we want, you know, there's so much work within the context of that, and I've experienced that so much in my own life, actually, and so it's this thing of community is hugely, hugely important. Anyway, I have another nursery workshop today, only 4 today, which will be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, no, it was at Loch Lomond yesterday, which is beautiful. People say, why do you live in, you know, Scottish people say, why are you here in Glasgow? People are like, Glasgow? I'm like, within the one day, like here I am on this beautiful river, you know, having these wonderful experiences with people. Then I'm in Loch Lomond, which is gorgeous. And then, you know, and then in the Ballast last night. So yeah, fantastic. And had a good chat today. 2 gentlemen, Frank and Billy, stopped and talked to me for a wee while. They said they thought I was a 14-year-old girl dancing. They saw me and said, who's that wee daft girl dancing down there? I was like, I'm actually a 5-year-old on the inside with a 37-year-old body. They're like, you don't look a day over 36. Ha ha ha. So that was great. And yeah, so 3 more days to go. 3 more days to go, and then who knows? Deciding. But gorgeous day. Gonna enjoy it and get on my way. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.